Have you ever noticed how some families seem to attract money effortlessly, while others work just as hard and never escape financial pressure? Today, I'm going to reveal a practice that wealthy Jewish families have quietly followed for thousands of years, one so precise, so intentional, that skipping even a single step weakens its effect. This is not superstition, not folklore, and not motivational talk. It is a structured ritual rooted in ancient wisdom that treats money as energy, not paper. Stay with me, because what you'll learn today challenges everything you've been taught about wealth. This knowledge didn't come from a seminar or a modern self-help book. It comes from more than 3,000 years of accumulated tradition preserved through persecution, exile, and hardship. Passed down from teacher to student, father to son, generation after generation. In many families, this wisdom survived when homes, businesses, and fortunes did not. It was protected because it worked. Wealthy Jewish households never treated money casually. Every object connected to livelihood carried meaning, responsibility, and preparation. And one object, more than any other, was never used without intention: the wallet. In this tradition, a wallet is not a container. It is a covenant. That single idea changes everything. A container simply holds. A covenant participates. It agrees. It responds. Ancient teachings explain that anything touching money becomes a vessel, and every vessel must be prepared before it can receive blessing. Just as you wouldn't pour clean water into a dirty cup, you don't place your livelihood into an unprepared wallet. When people ignore this principle, money enters briefly and leaves just as fast. The vessel leaks. Not physically, but spiritually. Most people believe financial struggle is caused by lack of effort, bad luck, or poor strategy. But ancient wisdom says otherwise. The real problem is misalignment. People work endlessly at the physical level, earning, saving, investing, while ignoring the spiritual laws governing flow. That's why effort doesn't always translate into results. It's like rowing with one oar. You move, but never forward. This teaching explains why hardworking people remain stuck while others experience momentum. Wealth doesn't only respond to labor. It responds to readiness. This understanding is often taught early in traditional families. One moment, one sentence, can reshape a life. When young students are taught that money responds to intention, responsibility, and preparation, they grow up respecting wealth instead of chasing it. The idea is simple but radical: before asking for more, you prepare what you already have. That lesson alone separates accumulation from overflow. The wallet becomes the first test. If you can't honor the vessel, you're not ready for the flow. When this method is applied correctly, results are often fast and undeniable. Many people first use it during periods of financial pressure, when nothing else seems to work. They don't change their job. They don't suddenly gain new skills. They simply prepare the vessel. And then, opportunities appear. Invitations. Payments. Connections. Ideas. Not through force, but alignment. The external world shifts because the internal channel has opened. This is why those who experience it once never dismiss it again. Ancient teachings describe spiritual laws as consistent as gravity. You don't see gravity, yet you trust it completely. The same applies here. Prosperity follows rules. When specific actions are performed with precise intention and timing, those laws activate. This is not magic. It's alignment. When blockages are removed, flow resumes naturally. The ritual you're about to learn doesn't create abundance, it allows it. It signals readiness. And readiness is what wealth responds to. This practice is not limited by religion, culture, or background. These are universal principles. Just as gravity affects everyone equally, spiritual laws respond to action, not identity. Anyone who follows the method exactly can benefit. That's why people from completely different walks of life report similar results. Business owners, employees, students, parents. The common factor is not belief. It's precision. Intention without structure fails. Structure without intention weakens. Together, they work. One of the most misunderstood ideas is that money is purely material. Ancient wisdom disagrees. Money carries energy. It responds to respect, order, and purpose. The wallet is the home of that energy. If the home is chaotic, the energy escapes. If it is prepared, protected, and honored, the energy stays and multiplies. This is why wealthy families treat wallets carefully. Torn wallets, cluttered wallets, careless wallets reflect careless flow. Preparation corrects that instantly. A core teaching explains that blessing rests in what is hidden. That's why public displays, bragging, or exposing sacred processes weakens results. True abundance grows quietly. This is why the ritual is done privately, with focus and respect. When you hide the process, you protect the outcome. When you expose it, you invite interference, doubt, jealousy, distraction. This principle alone explains why some gains vanish as quickly as they appear. Before any physical step, mental readiness is essential. This is not something done casually. Choose a quiet moment. Ideally early morning, when energy is clean and undisturbed. Calm your thoughts. Be specific about the kind of abundance you are inviting. Not vague hope, clear direction. Wealth responds to clarity. Confusion produces scattered results. This step alone filters who succeeds and who doesn't. Intention is the ignition. Without it, nothing starts. Ancient practices use simple items for a reason. Small things train humility, focus, and faithfulness. The smallest coin represents trust with little. Natural elements represent purity and continuity. Numbers represent completion. Breath represents life. Every component serves a purpose tested over generations. Nothing is random. When people dismiss small steps, they miss the entire mechanism. Wealth is not impressed by shortcuts. It responds to discipline. One critical warning is consistency. Do not modify the steps. Do not improve them. These practices survive thousands of years because they were refined, not reinvented. Creativity has its place, but alignment requires obedience to structure. People who skip steps often report partial or temporary results. Those who follow everything precisely report momentum. The difference is respect. Respect activates flow. Once the ritual is completed, many people report immediate emotional shifts. Lightness. Calm. Confidence. These are early signs. Within days, external changes follow: unexpected money, opportunities, clarity, or savings. Not always dramatic, but consistent. Within weeks, patterns change. Stress decreases. Flow increases. The wallet becomes stable. And stability attracts growth. Wealth prefers consistency over chaos. There are strict ethical boundaries. Never use this practice with harmful intentions. Energy amplifies what you bring. Corrupt intention produces consequences, not wealth. Never perform it for others without consent. Spiritual alignment respects free will. And never expose the contents of the wallet to others. What is hidden grows. These warnings are not symbolic, they are practical safeguards proven by experience. A powerful teaching explains that sustenance is determined from above, but effort is required from below. One without the other fails. Spiritual preparation creates the channel. Action fills it. If you work without alignment, effort scatters. If you align without effort, nothing manifests. Together, they create results that feel effortless. This is the bridge most people are missing. Even those who know these principles must practice them sincerely. Knowledge alone doesn't protect abundance. Complacency blocks flow. Returning to basics with humility restores momentum. Wealth responds to sincerity, not status. When intention is renewed, channels reopen. This is why some people lose and regain abundance multiple times. The difference is practice, not knowledge. This method has transformed lives for generations, not because it's mystical, but because it's aligned. If you're ready to stop struggling at the surface level and start working with the deeper laws of prosperity, apply this with focus and respect. Don't rush it. Don't doubt it. And don't skip steps. Wealth doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to readiness. And readiness begins with how you prepare the vessel that holds your livelihood.